Hi, I am so very late with this. Normally, I would have done a flick through of this at the at around about the 2 weeks ago. This is the 2000 AD prog for December. So over Christmas time, they normally just release a big bumper 100-page issue for not much more in price. It's only £5.99. So used to American comics. Like I said, it's 100 pages, £5.99. And it's to last for about 2 to 3 weeks before, and then they renew in the first week in January with the regular title in the normal format. So it's got this wonderful. But I've not been to a comic shop for 3 weeks, so I didn't get a chance to do it. So I just got it today. Got this wonderful Christmassy Judge Dredd cover. So it says so. Hold on, I'm getting a very husky voice tonight, so it doesn't offend. So it says I'm going to put my best Judge Dredd voice on now. It says so. I can't. Oh fuck it. Say so, Juve. What contraband are you bringing me this Christmas? That's a wonderful cover. So there's a lot of strips in here. So they've got a few like finishing off the stories that have been going on for the past 10 weeks or so. But they've got some really great one-off like specials just for the Christmas period. So there's Just Dread, Micmac's big Mega City Adventure, and this is parodying Tintin, and it's done in the Tintin art style. So it's basically what would it be like if Tintin visited Mega City One. So I can't wait to read this. I will make. I'll try and give a review of this once I've read it. This is now. It's time for a special announcement. Dear Rebellion, I've asked in past for sponsorship deals and review stuff, and you've said no, and I've not. Well, I cried, but I understand. But I was shorted at my shop of prog 2462, the one before this. Please send me a copy. My email address is in my info bit. Please, I will love you forever. Well, I do love you forever, but I love you even more forever. I love you forever. But anyway, back to the scheduled programming. So it's even taken like a Mickey take of the Tintin covers. Wonderful, absolutely glorious. And then the next story is the start of a new one of Hearn and Shuck. I like this because it's set in Manchester, and it's a urban fantasy, which is one of my sweet spots. And the art is growing on me now. The art at the beginning of the first series I found a bit jarring and a bit rough around the edges, but it's now the artist is definitely feeling much more comfortable with the characters, and it's got this wonderful folklorish feel to it. The artist reminds me a bit of Gary. Is it Gary Spencer Millage who did Strange Haven? If you don't know what that is, do Google it. It's worth hunting down. It's a really fun English indie comic from back in the day. There's a new Fiends of the Eastern Front comic strip coming out soon, where he fights Dracula. Nick Percival on the artwork. That looks really cool and cinematic. Then there's an Azimuth story. The art from Azimuth is great. So it's by Dan Abnett, and it revealed in the last series that it was actually a spin-off of Sinister Dexter, or Dexter Sinister. And Dexter's now back in the series, but also Judge Anderson is in the series as well. And it didn't twig for me for the first few issues when she appeared that it was Judge Anderson, but it's so clever. Now they've brought in highlights of the story set and what she was in, and the artwork is just absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful. The artist is Tajo Bettin. I highly recommend. Azimuth is coming out in the collected edition, in the next few months, and I highly recommend if you've not read it in the progs, do buy the collected edition. This is coming out. This is out now, and I'm going to be picking this up soon and do a review. Slain Volume 2, the definitive edition. And what's got me really excited with this issue, nothing to do with any strips, it's a one-page illustration. Simon Harrison is back at 2000 AD, and he was one of my favourite comic artists for 2000 AD back in the 90s, I think it was. And he's done a wonderful, really wonderful Nemesis poster. I hope that means there might be resurrecting Nemesis. There's a new story by Pete Milligan, by Kieran McEwen, called The Discarded. It looks quite atmospheric. I enjoy anything that Pete Milligan does, especially stuff he does for 2000 AD. Nice to see him back at the title that he first got his writing chops on back in the late 70s, early 80s. And then there's a Young Deaf one-shot with artwork by Clint Langley, written by Kick W. Can't go wrong with a bit of Young Deaf. Clint Langley's got a very distinctive art style, like a more controlled Simon Bisley. So that'd be a fun one-shot. And then there's Hawk the Slayer story with Staz Johnson doing the artwork this time, and Alec Worley on the writing as normal. He took over from Garth Ennis. Nice bit of sword and sorcery. And then there's the concluding part of Rogue Trooper, which I've been enjoying. Obviously, I'm missing the last issue, Rebellion. Send me to 2462, please. I need it. It's driving me mad that as for my comics, that's the one that really upset me that they missed out shorting me on, because I adore this comic so much. There we go. But yeah, this has been such a joy to read. When it gets collected, I do urge you to buy it. You'll really enjoy it, Road Trooper. And finally, Venus Blue Jesus coming back. This poster is so badass. Finally, there's a Strontium Dog story, written by Carl Stark, and gorgeous artwork by Colin McNeil, who is a natural successor to Carlos Esquera. He did not try to be like Carlos Esquera. If anybody is like Carlos Esquera in art style, I'd say it's more Henry Flint. But Colin McNeil's got such a nice, distinctive style, which is perfect for Strontium Dog. He's got that chunkiness, what you need for this to give it that rough and ready look. So look forward to reading that. I always got a soft spot in my heart for Strontium Dog. So that's the 2000 AD Christmas special. There is a Judge Dredd magazine that's come up, but that's really only got one really Christmassy story. The rest are just like the continuing stories. But yeah, £5.99. You can still get a copy. The next new issue doesn't come out until I think next Wednesday, so there's still plenty of time. And with that, I wish you all a happy new year. And I was talking slowly so I could get my zapper, so I could stop the film. Okay, bye. Oh, if I had a brain, it'd be great.